talk about being asked to talk about RCCX and what that means for people. I'm trying to do two things at once, it's like that. And I have been asked to talk about how that connects to ADHD, how it connects to transness, and things like that. So there is a whole collective, a spectrum, or a constellation of things that go together. And I think it's really important that we see them as one thing working together and not as something alone, because I think a lot of people are feeling really alone with that. So I'm going to hang out for a little bit, see who's around. And if not, I will do my prepared script kind of thing and see if people are interested in popping over to the Discord that I am building over there. I'm hoping to move families off of my gentle guidance on Facebook, and we'll see how that goes. So Discord is also Little MissDiagnosed. It doesn't have any periods on it. It's just one big list. And I am rebuilding it. So it's a little small at the moment, but come on out and find me over there. I'm going to make this a little smaller so I can see both things at once. And just because I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff, I'm going to put the disclaimer and the safe spaces disclaimer up before we get started so that it's on the recording. Okay? Okay. So welcome to everyone this morning. If you're watching this afterwards, I want to know what makeup ADHD and trans kids have in common. And this is part of a longer video that I am working on called Why Is Everybody on YouTube Have ADHD? Because that is true to some extent. And I want to get into the factors of why it goes together. Why are so many people on YouTube self-identifying or diagnosed as ADHD? And why are they speaking up there? One, because it's a place you can speak up publicly, right? But there is also a connection here that not many people know about that is the reason why we have these kids, the reason why we're finding late diagnosis of things, the reason why that we struggle with chronic illness and crossover intersectionally with the other parts of being disabled, having different brain types, having different body types, having different sexual orientations, etc., etc. And I totally don't care if I'm demonetized or not. This is a safe space. Welcome to the people who are here. Feel free to chat. Feel free to say hello. I've got a comment stream up, and if we get some good conversation that's reasonable and kind, it will go at the bottom, and I will put up my topic as well. Let me grab a today is makeup, ADHD, and trans kids. Why? If you are a hater, if you are here to say mean things, if you are unkind, you will be kicked. You can ask questions, but questions are not the same thing as being a jerk. And if that has people leave, then I'm not talking to you. There are plenty of people in the world that I can have a conversation with that don't have a place to speak. So go and find them, and everybody else can head out. And if you're here to pick me up, I'm already taken. And even though that doesn't matter to me either, because this is a safe poly space and it's a safe queer space, whatever the hell. But for me, I'm full. I'm done. Thank you very much for trying to pick me up. I appreciate it. As an old, ugly lady, I appreciate that somebody's there to try to pick me up. If you're a kid hanging out, let me know. You don't have to say your age. You don't have to say your name. You should not. But if you want to just say, hey, I'm a kid, then we'll talk about kid stuff, because this is a safe place. This is a safe place. I am the breakout room of the internet of YouTube, trying to be. I'm tiny. I came from podcasts. I came from teaching. I have thousands of hours other places. I'm tiny on YouTube. Does it matter? No. Because if I find one kid like yesterday, who was a preteen who said, I've been bullied, and we had somebody to talk to, then that is who I'm talking to. I will be your mom, and I will be the one who kicks butt for you. I am happily. Oh, I use it as a compliment. I'm not ugly. Of course I'm not. I'm a normal looking human being. Am I a person who goes on the front of a magazine? No, of course I'm not. Are we supposed to all look like we go on the front of a magazine? Absolutely not. Am I happy being as old as I am? Hi, Just Kins. I'm a kid. Thanks for saying it. I'm glad you dropped in. This is a safe space, and this is for, I talk about adult stuff, but when we've got a kid in the room, I have 4 kids between the ages of 21 and 12 right now, and I have some bonus kids in my life, and I adore kids, and I especially adore teenagers. And everyone seems to hate teenagers, right? Everybody seems to be like, oh my God, they act out, they do whatever. And I go, you know what? That's actually what's called growing up. And kids don't act out when it's safe, when they have someone to talk to. And I've been a counselor before, and I was a doula, I've been a professor, and I'm a mom. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. And you know what? They Kids are smarter than the adults. There's all these parents out there who are still coming at it from like, you have to control, you have to discipline, you have to whatever. We have this huge thread in North America that there's some sort of obedience that occurs in children. And then they go, oh, the teenagers these days. And I go, didn't you create that? Every kid I know is really, really with it, really, really smart, because they are kept safe, they are listened to, and they are believed. Can I shout you out? My house rules are absolutely. I have no problem shouting people out, because I am not here for my credibility. I'm not here for my numbers. If I always say, oh, you want to shout out for your birthday, February 23, it is Shelby's birthday. And if you want to say not your age, but if you want to say like what decade you're in, or what, like if you're a teen or young adult or whatever, or if it's a big round number or something like that, or champagne birthday, if it's the number, that does say your age, but that makes you an adult. You know what I mean? So be safe about your age on the internet, but feel free to say it is like a big birthday, a little birthday. It's, whatever you want. Absolutely. You can have a shout out. And you know what? I don't know if you're a creator as well, but you can totally hang. And if people pop in for 1 second, even 1 second, and they think, oh my gosh, at least I have somebody to talk to, and then they jump out because they're trying to pick me up, well, cool for me. That means they're not trying to pick up somebody else right now, and that's fine. I'll just totally distract them. I can become that person who wastes time for scammers. That could be fun. We'll do some lives maybe where we do some scamming, because I love the idea of just like wasting time for other people. I love this. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I am nice, but I like to say it another way, just so you know. I like to say that sometimes I'm not nice. Sometimes I'm totally not nice because I'm being kind. And that means that I might have to not be nice to somebody so that I am kind to somebody else, right? So I might not be nice to an adult who's being mean to a kid. Nope. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to stay nice. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh my God, we should just all get along. No, I am going to boot that adult from my channel. And I'm going to say, hey, kids, they're wrong. They're a bully. And even though they're a grown up, doesn't mean that they grew up. And you might be smarter and more with it when it comes to consent and boundaries. And they are the way to do things. So, yep, thank you for saying I'm nice. But I also like to say it's because I'm trying to be kind. And of course, niceness starts on the top. And Justkins is a creator too. If you're a small creator, feel free. I'll put anybody up. It's awesome. Oh no, not a bully. Am I a bully or is somebody else a bully? Lovely. I'll put up this comment. I think they may have left, but am I a bully? Are they a bully? Are they worried about bullying? Whatever it is, that's not who's allowed here. I am a creator. Justkins, feel free to go hang out. If they're not right for you, because I'm just like shouting out who the different people are. Oh no, Jacob, so maybe they are. I don't know. Like, I literally don't know anybody right now. People are just popping in and out. I love it. It's great. I just wanted someone to wake up this morning and be like, there is a mom on the internet who is saying, hi, do you need a hug? You're okay. You're a good person. Kid or not, young adult or not, 90 or not, the boomers are most of the problem. And I'm not old enough to be a boomer, but I'm pretty dang old and I have no problem with it. And I have no problem with, being someone saying or me saying that I'm ugly and old. You know why? Because they're not insults to me. They're just like, okay, so I'm average looking and you're scared. The bullies say I'm ugly because they're scared of being ugly. I just look like a normal average human. I just look like some mom, right? Like some person on the street. And I am. I'm just some random nice person on the street. And I figured that the fact that I can talk endlessly means I should come hang out with you guys. I should come hang out with a few people that just need someone to come on and be a little less negative, a little less crap, and go, it's okay. You're actually doing really well. If you're trying not to be a bully, if you're trying to get away from your bullies, if you're trying to be yourself, if you're trying to be weird, if you're trying to be put on armor or mask, or you're neurodiverse, or you just don't know why the world is that messy, it's okay. Today, you have somebody who will hang out as an adult and protect you from jerks. I don't gatekeep. I gate bounce. I bounce the people who do not deserve to be in the conversation. So it's nice to have you. And I can't link right away, but be safe with your name and your age and your face and your information. If you are younger than 21 or whatever is safe and reasonable in your area, you stay safe on the internet, because I know kids pop in. I know everybody's hanging. And you know what? There's no place for us. I do have a safe Discord as well. It's also Little MissDiagnosed as one word. You have to friend me and actually talk to me before I add you to the kids server. And adults and parents can hang out as well. Again, really heavy moderation. You get booted. Why? Because I'm not nice. I'm not nice to people who aren't kind. Okay? If you're not kind, then I won't be nice anymore. And that does not make me the meanie. That is an appropriate reaction. I have a big long form for adults who are interested, or kids who like a good long form. It's okay to be pushy, not mean, but pushy back to someone who started being mean to you. It is not you who started the problem. It is not you. This wouldn't have happened if you had just not said anything. Is like telling someone who calls 911 that they started the problem on the robbery or the murder or the whatever's going on, right? And I love your Justkins. I love your font that comes on here. Are you using it on my feed it comes on as a cute thing. So I love that you're using it. Like you just enjoy yourself. You're growing up. Today might be a day for you. If there's adults and parents here, I also I'm making a safe space for parents who have trans kids because we are doing a lot of gate bouncing. We're doing a lot of protecting people to make sure, and we got to be strong and stand up. And the thing is that I'm now standing up against somebody who's my age because I was silent for so long, because I was bullied for so long, and I had to. My bully was the medical system. My bully was teachers and my medical things who said you can't really be in pain if you're a kid and stuff like that, you know? So mine wasn't like queerness as a kid, and it wasn't neurodiverse. You use Kika keyboard. That is so cool. I love it. It comes up as a cute font. I do actually get that. It doesn't go up on the screen, but so it's really nice to have you. Yes, shout out anybody. I need to put up a thing. I'm also learning how to use, I'm trying new software and seeing what I like best. So I'm using a restream kind of thing so that people can come hang out and say hello. And if you want to say hello or chat with me live, I do welcome guests. I boot instantly anybody who's doing something that ain't something. You will just be kicked off. But there is a spot. You can be an avatar. If you're a kid, you can say hello. You can use a voice changer, but you may not say anything inappropriate. You will be moderated in for 2, 3, 4 seconds. And right now, I am sort of chatting about trans kids and ADHD and, masking like that. I called it makeup because I came off of a makeup live right now that a person does, but not just like makeup, putting it on, like talking about the beauty industry and how it sells stuff and how it sells stuff to kids and things like that. And I figured, I like to open up a stream every once in a while and actually keep people safe, someplace they can go. Like, why did you pop on? Are you here, because you're like, I'm watching something, didn't know, and I thought alive. Like, what's it about? It's about kids. And this isn't a kid channel, like, as in, I do not promise that I will be really, really safe for like under, like little kids. But I know that there's like lots of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds. They're not supposed to be here, but you are. Of course you are. You're watching TV or whatever. And I, say safe, click off of stuff. If it's garbage, just throw it out. Just like if you were walking down the street and you ran into crap, don't touch it. Don't poke the gross. Walk away from the idiots. Find a mom and with a stroller, right? Have you ever heard that? You go find a mom with a stroller and you go talk to them, because the likelihood that they're not just some mom with a stroller is really, really low. I'm the mom with the stroller. I can't prove that because I'm some crazy person. Oh, I'm crazy. Oh no, what an insult. Oh, wait, it's not an insult. So like, it didn't hurt. Like, you didn't. Okay. So I'll waste their time, and those mean people can talk to me and they can leave you alone, and you can just watch a little bit of TV today. You can watch something nice, and you can, hang out. I think I'm medium. My brother always said, and he was actually a nice guy about it. So Abigail says, "You're so pretty," and I'm so nice. I try to be both, but you know what? Like, just as a regular human, like oh, look on some mom on the internet. Oh my God, someone may talk about the fact that I have some wrinkles. I mean, I'm really low quality, so like, oh dear Lord, I got skin. Do you have skin? I have skin. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind. Like, you can't insult me if I don't think these things are bad, right? Like, I know that I've been sick. I have a huge physical and genetic disorder. Of course, I'm going to gain weight or lose it or whatever. And the bullies can't touch me. So I will bring them over here. They can hang out with me. They can say that I'm pretty or not pretty. They can say that I'm nice or not nice. And what I'm going to be underneath, Abigail, is kind. Kindness means that there's a space for someone to hang out. And if there's something you want to talk about today, you don't have to say all the details, but if you just want to go like, hey, I'm struggling with, or I came on because, I'm bored, or I was bullied, or I have way too much homework, or whatever, you just got somebody who can say hi, someone who can say, I know, someone who can do whatever, right? Like, and I know there's kids on here, my 12-year-olds on YouTube. In fact, they're a creator. And we talk a lot about staying safe rather than not going there at all, right? Like it's there, it's TV. And frankly, TV like is scarier sometimes too. But I was a young kid who was bullied. I was super badly bullied, but not by kids in my school. I was bullied by adults on the street because they thought where I grew up, I am black haired and I have almond shaped eyes. And when I was a kid and I was all tanned, I looked native. I looked like an indigenous Canadian, a Native American, I think is still a term in use. We call it indigenous to North America. I looked, and people yelled at me, like adult guys yelled at me names and stuff. And so I came on here going like, no, there's a safe place to talk about being different. And I wrote makeup because I love makeup. And I've used it at times in my life as armor, like against bullies. And at times I've used it because I felt bad about myself. And then I've also had times where I have put it on and just enjoyed. And then the last little while, it really hit me that I loved my face and I was learning how my face went. And I started doing makeup instead of like on trend. I started doing makeup the way I'd always done it on myself. And I realized like my eyes are shaped like this. And I thought it's really cool. And my lips are shaped like this. And that's really cool. And like you like a color, I just keep using the same color. I don't care. And if I want to put shiny things on for pride, then I do, whatever's right for me. So Just Kins has a channel as well. Channel is for kids. Only kids go. You block everybody. You block everybody who's a jerk. You don't even talk to them. You just get rid of them, okay? Use that button if you're a creator and you've got a good space. You came on here to say that I'm sweet and I struggle with depression. Oh, well, of course you do. Because being bullied like slows down your brain. I got bullied because I would help the kids who were bullied. I'm impressed then. I'm not going to say I'm proud of you because I don't know you, right? So I don't use proud, like I think you should be proud of yourself. But I'm going to say I'm impressed by that statement because you stood between and then they aimed at you. And I'm doing the same thing and give you a break. Now, school, I hope you go find another adult. You tell another adult. And if that adult doesn't listen, you tell another adult. And if it's the principal won't listen, go and call. You could go call the superintendent. I actually mean it. Go look it up for your school board, like the last initials that are in your email or whatever. Go look up superintendent for your email at school. And send them an email saying, I got bullied because I would help the kids who were bullied. You know what I mean? And if you can't do that, then find someone who helped you in the area. And when in doubt, I think it's North American wide. Excuse me a second while I go do the typing. And I'm going to put it up here because there are a few safe spaces I want to add to the bottom here just because I'm having, sometimes I talk to a whole bunch of adults. Sometimes I talk to a whole bunch of kids or teens. Sometimes I have a live stream with someone. I literally just do whatever works on this space. So I am going to put this up and that will remind me this is available everywhere in North America, anywhere that you can dial a North American 1-800 type number, or you can use the text feature where you use a short code 686-868 and text connect. That's Kids Help Phone. I also want to show the trans kids line because I often have people there, and that is the youth lifeline that you can text as well. And they are again, North American number, because these are, you should always, 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 always have somebody to talk to. Okay, this is the trans youth line. And if you are, if you or somebody else is so small a person that they go on there and they bully me, or then great, because you spent time and you ignored somebody else. I love giving people the pin of shame. It's one of my favorite things to do, to respond to bad arguments so that you can see yourself what people do to insult you, and how what they're doing is totally, totally about them. Like these comments, especially on the internet, where it's just like anybody in the entire world can put something dumb on it. It is super fun that we can, respond to people, and I can distract them so that you have a better day, like so that you have a little bit of time today to hang out as a kid, a teen, a young adult, an old adult, an old lady, don't care, right? We all need just a little bit of quiet. And I'm not quiet, but maybe I can give you a moment where this goes on top so you can quiet the things that are in your head and sort of like the crap that people say. And you got a little bit of like loud over top of it, but that actually gives you quiet later. Like you get a little moment of like, you turn this off, you go and have lunch or whatever, and you go, okay, yeah, like am I the weird one who thinks this is not okay because everybody's saying nope, no, you're totally fine, you're totally fine, they are doing it all. There's a famous phrase that's called every accusation is a confession, or said more simply, every insult tells you what they're afraid of, because if they use an insult, they're scaredy cats of that thing. That's why they use the insult, because it has to feel bad, right? It has to be something, it has to be like a sharp arrow that they can poke at you, right? And it's not. It doesn't have to be, does it? It could be, wow, you're really scared of that. That is my favorite thing to say in my head when someone is mean to me. Wow, you're really scared of that. And I was playing bingo before. Let's see if we can edit this. We're going to replace this with a different image. That was my bingo flag from before. We were talking about the words people were using that showed up to try to scam you on something. And I'm going to highlight a pin of shame today. Here we go. Let's see if we can make it smaller. Let's see if it will go up or not. Let's see what happens here. If it doesn't, then we can hang and just be like, what's going on? Okay. I'm going to see this image. I don't know if it's showing out live for you, and I'm going to try to make it fit the screen so you can see it. Here we go. Let's see if that's live. If it's not, I'm going to read it anyways. So I got a comment on my how to really live with chronic pain. I have a genetic disorder. It has over 900 documented symptoms, and it fits into a family of things. It is saying I don't have it is saying like somebody with MS or Parkinson's or diabetes. Oh, you don't really have that. But why? More importantly, I say, why do you say that? Why do you like what are you afraid of? And so here is the pin of shame. I love when people are bullies to me because then they go up and I leave their bully pin up and I say, hey, what's up with you, hun? You okay? You doing all right? Because I'm a big adult and I can say that to anybody. So this person says you're in pain because you don't have enough muscle strength to keep your joints and ligaments together. I've never met. How many people have you met? An athlete that struggles with the syndrome that some also have. What does that mean? I don't know. Syndromes. Oh my God. Syndrome just means a whole bunch of symptoms stuck together. Did you know that? It just means like, woo. Oh, Sam, just kins. Off you go. Have fun. It's nice to see you. Hope to see you again. Tell me if you ever want to come and tell me when you're on. Leave a comment and say, hey, you want to go live at this time? Feel free to ask. Totally. Discord as well, same, little misdiagnosis. You got to friend me first, then I give you the server. I do not leave it public because there's a part for kids and it is modded completely for kids. It is like, nobody else allowed on. So this person goes, wow, this looks like a victim Olympics. Oh, that is totally why I'm on YouTube talking about my genetic disorder. You know, it's really just all about victim. Try working out and your pain will dissipate. Oh, yes. That's what it is. That's what's going to work. And let's get this response. Yep. I don't bully. I never bully someone back. I'm not going to call them insulting names. But I am going to call them out on their crud. I'm going to call them out on the stuff they say. Because they said it, and here it is. Here's my response. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'll be on the internet spouting off loud and proud. Because at my best, I could power clean lift. That is floor to ceiling, 150 pounds. That is competition level in the middle. And I am also built different, 999. We don't say ages. We don't say real names. And you can share this. Just kins can share this. Anybody can share this. This is just a breakout room that's safe on the internet. And I share anything. I don't need the money. I don't monetize. I came from podcasts. I'm a teacher. And a mom, and then I became a professor and stuff. And I'm just here literally to push back a little bit of space for you guys and be like, hey, and that means I get a lot of kids. And then if I know you're a kid, you can just say, hey, kid, you know, or a teen or young adult or whatever you are. And I kind of go, oop, we know that. And we're going to be a little cleaner, a little nicer. But at the same time, if you've been bullied, you know that someone's called you mean names. I'm not going to stay away from every mean name because sometimes it's nice to realize that the person who was the bully, like the adult who did this to you, is a jerk, right? Sometimes swear words are really effective for that. So happy to give a shout out. I'm built a little different too because I am a delicate flower of a woman. I am obviously, you can tell from my voice and the shape of my face and my arms and stuff, that I'm like 100 pounds and 5 feet. And that's what's a real woman, right? No. Anybody who says they're a woman is a woman. Get over it. And if you want to be transphobic, that says what you're afraid of. You're not afraid of the people. You're afraid of thinking that way. Oh my God, what would it mean if it's them? It's totally them. It's not about you. It's not. You could be the bestest person in the entire world. In fact, the kinder you are, the more likely you are to be bullied because they want something that they can't have. And that's your empathy. It's you being nice. Like that's literally, it's like they're vampires. They can't have it. That's why they go after you. The more you are targeted, the nicer you are. The kinder you are. The smarter you are. The more with it you are. Absolutely, because you're the one that's doing this. So at my best, I was an athlete when I was younger, and at my best, I could power lift because some of this is lipids. Oh, 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 look at that fat. Oh my God, there's fat on the internet. I don't, of course, obviously, I don't know that I'm fat, right? And I have to be either really, really negative about it or really, really positive, like fake toxic. No, I can just not hate my body and be like frustrated today that it doesn't work or whatever, just normal feelings about my body, right? But some of this is also muscle. Some of this is sheer muscle because I used to lift 150 pounds, which is mid-level competition for my weight class. When I was at my best, and in 3 years, I was bedridden because I was misdiagnosed and I was given medication that made me literally stuck in bed. I can still lift a couch on the corner when I feel like it. I just move furniture whenever I want. The problem is that I'm likely to tear something else. I'm likely to hurt. I've got bad glue. That's what Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is. So MS is like weird muscles. Parkinson's is like the nerves, right? Different things have different things. EDS is like the glue, the things that stick your skin together, the little tissue glues that hold you together. And I'm glued together wrong. You want to use it as an insult? My head's glued on wrong. I will tell you every insult that I have ever heard because they don't hit me. I am not someone who can be hurt by the things you say. It is rude of them. I don't know if this is going to show up. I love this one. This one's good. Finger red, number one, medal yellow. It didn't show up as things, but I get it. That was so nice. That was so nice. Glad. I hope I have you around for other stuff. You can listen or not to the bigger things. I just agreed to anything you said because I agree with it. What you said, like you're ugly, but I didn't really care about that because I couldn't change. Yeah, just huh? Oh no, am I ugly? Like what? Like what? Compared to like a movie where they're all like made up and da 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 and they've had, they've had tons of surgery and stuff. What are you ugly has become like a word to mean I look average. I'm like, of course I look average. I'm average. What's wrong with that? Like what? What? Ugly people like are bad? Like no, like little old ladies. That's the other thing. I think it's just scared of aging. I think people are just so scared to get old because we make old bad too, right? Like, uh-huh. So I'm old. You know how I got to be old? I literally woke up the next day and went, huh, do you know like the way no matter what age you are, think about like an age back where you go, wow, I remember I thought this when I was a year ago. Like when you're 12, you're like, oh my God, 7-year-olds or so, whatever. And then you kind of like hit 15 and you're like, wow, even last year they're like little kids or whatever. Then you hit 18, you go, I thought I was an adult when I was 16 and I was getting there, but like I really wasn't. And then you do it again and you literally like just do it again. Like you keep doing it. Like you do it at 25 and then you wake up at 30 and you go like, oh my God, 25-year-olds are so weird. And then you just like get old at some point and you go, wow, I just have to keep doing this every year and every day. Like I just woke up today. Like, sometimes you're the only one here. Sometimes other people are popping in. I've got it on a couple other feeds too. So you might be the only one on Instagram the only one on YouTube. I've got my Instagram up. I've got my Facebook up. I multi-stream with a bunch of things. I'm not on Twitch yet or Discord for streaming, but I'm thinking of doing that one too. If you're the only one here, then what's wrong with that? Then I'm talking to some nice person. And you might be a kid, you might be a teen, especially if you are, then like, hey, you're a good person. And if they say you're ugly, it's because they're scared of themselves being ugly. They just told you they're fraidy cats. It doesn't have to do anything with you. They would tell someone who is a perfect beauty that they were ugly. Why? Because they just throw it. It's just a pointy arrow they've got in their pockets to try to get the discomfort off themselves. So I wrote in this comment, every accusation is a confession. Who's the victim Olympics, me or you? Why the need to be mean, to have me be wrong? What does it get you, troll on the internet? Make you feel better? Anyways, I pin and leave up bully comments on my channel so that trolls waste time talking to me and I get the algorithm no matter what, because I know exactly what they're going to do next, because they're the same bullies when I was little and couldn't speak up, and they're same but different bullies when I was a little older and I couldn't speak up, and now I'm old and nothing lands. Because what are you gonna say? What are you gonna tell me? So, any kid out there, if you're an adult, cool too. Any kids out there, Kids Help Phone Text Connect. Trans Youth Line, because I've been talking about that too. And why do people insult people? Why do people bully people? That's what we're talking about. And we kind of started on makeup, ADHD, and trans, like things that people make fun of and how you feel about your body. That's what we've turned into on our live stream. And Abigail says, I also like to think of it, they only talk about me because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens. Oh, unfortunately, yeah. And some of that means that some of the bullies are being bullied. And so, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of empathy for the people who are like, they're kind of stuck in it. Like they're trying to be cool, they're doing whatever. But if they're older, if they're an adult, oh no, you don't have to be empathetic about someone who's being a jerk. You don't. I have an entire video for older teens and adults and kids. Be careful. It's not for kids, but like some kids like to educate themselves at a higher level. It depends. That's up to you. That's up to your parents. That's up to your world, right? Be safe. Um, that uh, bullies say what they're afraid of, and a lot of them are being bullied too. But you don't, once somebody proves to you that they're mean, you don't have to be nice to them anymore. Kindness means you take care of the people behind the scenes. It's lip gloss time. Talking about makeup. Why do I need the lip gloss? The lip gloss is actually so that I can talk this much. Because I talk a lot. And you know what? I have always been told I talk so much. And you know what? Hey, I'm going to be here talking for a while. I'm not got forever, but you know what? I can put an hour or two up where a kid, a teen, an adult, another mom, someone who's being bullied can come and talk about something else. And you can talk about makeup, you can talk about being neurodiverse. I'd put those up there kind of so that people would be like their light topics for the YouTube list, but wait, are we talking about like what we look like and our brains and our bodies and stuff? And I boot people who are being mean, adults who are trying to pick people up, that kind of stuff. I not here for it. They say bye. I don't need them. There are other people to talk to. Right? So I try to keep it a safe space, and I try to keep them away from you. You block and boot anybody on your channel. If you're a kid, have an adult help be a moderator on your channel. If you're posting for kids, by kids stuff, cool, do it. That's awesome. I've got a kid who's literally creating stuff that brings bullying all the time because they are a creator of wonderful, lovely, fuzzy suits. They like to build themselves all kinds of stuff, masks and otherwise, and things and stuff. And they love quadrobics. And you're making fun of somebody who just likes to run around on all fours and do basically parkour. Like this, like quadrobics is sort of, like, and then you're feeling the vibe of like, I'm going to run around and be I'm going to be a Wolverine. Cool. It's called pretend, people. And even if it isn't, even if you identify more than that, then what does it matter? Even if it's just like an expression, what does it matter? People get dressed up all the time. People get dressed up. They put on things like, I like seeing some shiny stuff. I like to put shiny things on my ears. Oh my God, that says so much about me. So So to the right people, it says something. To the wrong people, it's going to say something no matter what, right? Like I can't be perfect enough for anybody. So why would I? Why would I mask? Well, because I was taught to mask. I was taught to mask forever. So you can be kind to the bullies that you know are on the edge of it, right? Like they're sort of the people that you can be like, they fell into it, they're your friends sometimes, and then they kind of switch over and stuff like that. But you don't have to be nice to anybody who is not nice. It's not yourself. You can't tell them what they can and can't do. Consent means that you know you can't change other people. And it also means that you are allowed to ask them to change themselves. And if they don't, you are allowed to have a boundary that says, then I won't interact with the thing. Then I'm walking away. Then I'm getting something. And if they throw at you, you're the one that threw a temper tantrum. Nope. It's an if then statement. If you rob a bank, I'll call the cops. Doesn't mean that I'm the one that made the mess because, oh my God, now there's all these cops here. And if I say I'm walking away because you're a bully and you say you're the one that's making all loud or you're the one that's, no, no, you respond to somebody being mean. They don't get to call you mean all of a sudden. No, there's literally an acronym for that. There's literally a thing on the internet for people who are bullying or abusing others. And it's an acronym called DARVO. I'm not going to put up the whole thing on it. I'm just going to show the acronym. You can go look it up. It's literally the thing that people do when they're bullies or abusers who react back as if they're the victim too. This is what people do when they say, yeah, but now you're yelling at me, or you're the one that started screaming because you put up with it 10, 20 times. And then you threw your books at them in the hallway or whatever. I had a kid that when I was teaching in class, I was a computer science teacher in workshop classes in the school system, like middle school, high school kind of ages. And there was a kid who was, neurodiverse, likely autism spectrum. Awesome, cool. That usually means you're smarter. That's usually what, you know, and even if it doesn't, being different is what so scary to cool people. Oh, we're so scary. Oh my God, being a little bit different. Everybody must be the same. Everybody, what are we, clones? Clone War was objectively the worst Star Wars movie. So why is everybody trying to be a clone of each other? Where has the world gone? Like, look at some history, look at some National Geography, go look at something that's happening in the world, go watch Mini Minuteman, go watch The Octopus Lady, go watch something that says there are giant squids and 10,000-year-old things in the world, right? Like, everybody just looked normal. And now we have this hyper culture of saying that everybody needs to look perfect and not like themselves. Makeup, for me, I tried to look like other people. Then I started doing my makeup the same way I did when I was young because I'm like, wait a minute, that's because I'm working with my eye shape. And if somebody thinks that I don't look good because of that, they were never going to think it. They're just going with their judgment, right? They're just going, hey, you don't look good because you're not 20 and you haven't had Kardashian surgery and you don't have giant lips. Well, you know how silly that's going to look in a couple of years? Like, everybody looks the same. Why? Why aren't you just, oh my gosh. And most people, I really, really, that ugly duckling thing is real. You will look different. Sometimes a lot of people who didn't look beautiful, I need to find one. I'm going to find it for my next stream. I don't know if I can find the picture of me in a red dress. I went to my prom in like a medieval dress. And people are like, well, you're not beautiful because everyone's supposed to be like stick thin. It was like the Friends thing. If you've ever watched old episodes of Friends, like everyone's skinny and their hair is stick straight. And that's not me. And I look back at that picture now and people look at it and go, holy crap. You're a tall, dark haired, long haired with curls. My skin color was exactly right for that red. What you look at like in pictures looks completely different when you're 5 or 10 years older, right? You're like, I got nerdy, horrible 1980s photos of me wearing, oh my gosh, what were the things now? They were like sweatshirts with like triangles all over them. My kids literally saw a picture of that and they're like, that's fire. I'd wear that. And I'm like, if it was in a better fabric, I would totally do that. You go do your thing wherever you're doing it next. That's nice. I'd love to have you. And you know what? If I get kind of a kids hour going, I'll post it up and be like, this is kid friendly when I do my next, because I do most mornings, not every morning, but like, I try to be up. I try to do something, look for it, be here or not, come or not, just do the thing that's right for you. You be safe with yourself. Okay. Okay. It is noon my time. I don't want to go, but I need to eat, sleep, and go to the washroom. No, I did the sleeping. I need to do the washroom. I need to do the foods. If any of you, if you haven't eaten today, make sure you eat something with protein. If you haven't had a glass of water, juice, iced tea, something that is mostly liquid, a good Gatorade, something that's not just like complete crap. Oh, I drink junk. I have a right next to me, right? But like I drink a glass of water, then I drink a glass of pop, and then or soda or whatever, wherever you're from, right? Like I take, balance it off. And if you haven't taken your medication, if you need to take your medication today, you do that. Okay. You take care of yourself first. And I hope that my really, really, really loud voice for a couple hours, an hour or two on here. Today, we're going to do an hour because I bumped into another live that I wanted to let happen. So I would like to thank you for coming. Anybody here or anybody who's watching the repeat. I want to thank you for coming along and hearing a very loud voice for a couple of seconds so that you have a little more quiet for the rest of the day. Just something that says, hey, you know what? I did good that time. Or, whew, I was in the right about that. Or I'll learn as I'm going. And those people who are mean are not looking forward to learning anything. They just want to be right. And I want to know what is right. Then have a little bit of quiet. You send the haters to me, okay? I'll talk their hair off. You send them over here. You pin me and you say, you're a jerk. Here's a troll. You tell me, you can at me if you want, and I'll come and post for you and go, hey, what's in it for you? Why are you going to be a jerk? What's the point? Oh, are you sad about something? Are you scared about something? I will take care of them. So my sign off, I will say thank you so much for visiting. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for adding your words. And thank you for listening to my words. I sign off with much love for every human and gentle hugs for those that are sad or in pain. My name is Maria, and you can call me Little MissDiagnosed. I will see you tomorrow.